of workshops.
But didn't you travel to Europe later with Lucille?
No.
Who did you travel around Europe with?
Lenore Kagan.
Oh, forgive, I got them mixed up.
Lenore Kagan's had traveled with her husband just about everywhere in the world, knew everything about every place. Wonderful. This restaurant is really good. You have to go to this church. She was a big church goer. And we became roommates. She said to me, I understand your husband's going to Israel again. He'd go every 2 years. She says, what do you do when he goes to Israel? And you were both grown, you and David. And I said, what do you mean, what do? I look after I do things. And she said, oh, because we could travel together. And I said, let me think about it. And I said, sure. Yeah.
So where did you travel with her?
Oh, I can't give you sequentially. The only time that I disappointed her was she wanted to go to New Zealand and Dad wanted to go to New Zealand. So I said, no, I have to go with him. She was fuming. One of the first places we went to was London. And we stayed in a place that later was turned into dorms for some school. It was really nice. That's the area. Oh, you weren't there when we went to the seafood restaurant. Yeah, I traveled with her. I would come home from the trips, having had a wonderful time, and then I would tell Elaine all the things Elaine Young, I would tell her all the things that drove me crazy, because she was like your father. Lenore and your father were similar in ways.
In what way?
Why are we here, and why did you plan this, and how far do we have to walk? I said, well, if you want to only spend $10 for a meal, we have to walk. And that kind of, or she was arbitrary sometimes. And anyway, and so Lenore, I would say, I'm never going to go with her again. That was a routine I did, not the first time, but eventually. Yeah. And Elaine said, yeah, till next time.
Did you, when I was little, we went up to Lake Tahoe. How did you settle on, how did you decide that's where you wanted a vacation?
I don't remember that, but I do know that we went twice.
Yeah.
We went to Crater Lake once.
That was
Prior to them, we took a road trip. We went up to Canada, as far north as Banff.
Yes.
We didn't get to Lake Louise.
We didn't get to Jasper or the Glacier National Park.
Oh, I think we did. We have pictures of you on a glacier. Oh, okay, not the same thing.
The car broke down.
No.
Oh, that's okay.
On the way, you mean that?
When we got to Banff, the car broke and the mechanic said avoid mountains.
I don't remember that.
It's okay.
I don't remember that, but we walked. One of the times we went to Tahoe, we rented a cottage. Yeah. And when we moved in, there was a grill on the floor. Yeah. And the grill on the floor had spaces between the grill. And I was sure your brother was going to go play with it and electrocute himself or something. That was the heating unit. It was also supposed to be on the lake, Lake Tahoe, and you had to cross the street, which could be at times a day. It wasn't a highway, but it. So we just packed. We didn't unpack. Mm-hmm. We didn't tell them we were leaving. We just left. And that's where we went to North Lake Tahoe. Mm-hmm. And stayed at Ludlow's Lodge. That was also across the street, but it was not as trafficked. When I say across the street from the lake. Yeah. And that was more like a motel, but everybody loved it. We all loved it.
How old was David?
I don't remember that.
Was that the time we all got sick? Was that the first or the second?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah. But that also involved Yosemite, so I'm not sure. He was sick at Yosemite once. Okay, I know I was sick. And the time we flew home from...
You and David flew.
Yeah, David and I flew home. He lost my sunglasses. This is bothering me. Okay. But we had a lovely time. It was very close to the Nevada border. Your father could go play cards.
So, speaking of which, when did you start going to Vegas?
Early on. Enough. I don't remember.
Do you
We
remember driving?
Yes, yes.
What did you do in Las Vegas when Dad was playing poker?
Well, I took you to the library.
Yeah.
I took you to the movies. I took you bowling. Most of the time, you just got quarters to go, not bother anybody. I didn't gamble. When I went with your father before we were married, we went with my two friends. That was the year I took a class at USC. After graduation, your father said, come out to visit. And I said, I'm going to go there all by myself. So I went with Florence and I went with Jane. And the plan was we would go to San Francisco and then we were going to go to Yosemite. Just your dad and I were going to go on to Yosemite. Yeah. And in Salinas, we had a car accident. Your father had pulled up. It was an old car, but that's not the point. He had pulled over to the side of the road to try and figure out what the sign says, because it was terribly, terribly late at night. Yeah. And I think foggy, and we couldn't read the signs. And somebody who was working for AAA crashed into the car and wrecked it. Yeah. And the police came, and they took us to a motel. Yeah. And they told us we were really, really lucky, because next week was the big rodeo in Salinas, and there would have been no place to put us up, so we were in a hotel. And three of us stayed in one room, and your dad stayed in the other room. And I couldn't get over the fact that he didn't fall apart. Well, okay, the car is wrecked. We'll manage. And they gave us a car rental. Now, for that night, we went to the movies together, yeah. All four of us. But I couldn't believe that he could handle the situation and not fall apart. And he knew what to do. And he wasn't upset. And they didn't blame anybody else, which would have been my father. My father wouldn't have blamed anybody else. He simply wouldn't have known how to handle the stress. We got to San Francisco, and this is following the summer that we had a course at USC. Yeah. I took law, pre-law, and Jane took some continuing education in French. She got her master's in French eventually. And I don't remember what Florence did. Florence was funny. When your father I met your father at Rutgers, yeah. At a dance at Rutgers. He asked me out, and I said that I was going out with your dad. Florence had gone home from a fraternity party between NCE and Newark State, and he had driven her home to wherever she lived. It was either Jersey City or Union City. And she says to me, he's very fast. Okay. So we went to a roadhouse where they had a live band, and I had one drink, and then I kept thinking, oh God. I had a second drink, which was really stupid. I don't handle that very well. And I don't know what her problem was, but I didn't have a problem. Okay. Except that I didn't see him until the next November, I think, because he would disappear in the summer months to sell ice cream, and he never said where he was going. So I had no idea. Yeah. Anyhow, so we went to the car lot, and the key in the car that he was looking at had the guy's phone number, the previous owner's phone number. Yeah. So I wrote it down, and we called the guy. The guy said there's nothing wrong with the car. It was never in an accident. So he bought the car. Yeah. And that was when we went to the Red Garter. I think that's the name of it, which was one of the early clubs for folk music. And I walked in and I said, come to the bathroom. And I said, I'm in love. And they said, we know. Couldn't care less. Anyhow, so we went to Yosemite.
Yeah.
And we slept in sleeping bags. And that's the story of the bear.
Okay.
And then we moved into a tent. I'm not sure it was any safer than a sleeping bag, but I felt more secure. And it was a nice trip.
So where did you, when you started going to Vegas, where did you stay?
Sahara.
Did you stay at the Hacienda first?
Oh, we went to the Hacienda for about a year.
Why did you change
or 2 years. I don't remember.
Okay.
Something with the hotel went broke. I don't know. It didn't go broke. But I think we went there twice. We used to go between Christmas and New Year's. It was very exciting. The place was shut down. No shows. Not that that was necessary, but there was nothing to do. Yeah.
Why did you go between Christmas and New Year's?
Because he was off from work for the whole 2 weeks. So, at any rate, and then we went to one time we went to the dunes. I don't remember why that happened.
That was in the late 70s, I think.
Yeah, and you got all upset because of the wallpaper. You thought it was...
It was a movie I'd seen.
Yeah, science fiction was...
Yeah.
The plants were going to come alive and take you or something or other.
I want to...
And at the Sahara,
Yeah.
you and your brother locked the door.
Yes.
And we couldn't wake you up to get in because you double locked the door. We tried the windows, we tried the door, we had to get security to let us in the room. You slept through all the banging, both of you.